Hi, and welcome to the CWR, the Cosmic Weather Report Live with Mark Borax. I'm Marcella Eversole, and we are on the eve of Mark's book launch here from Vermont. So we're excited. Thank you for joining us today. Today, Mark's going to speak about what he sees in June's cosmic weather, and then again, we'll be here tomorrow at 2:30 p.m. Eastern. So without further ado, I'll let Mark delve into Pluto in Aquarius, the 20-year plan.
Howdy, everybody, and welcome to the Cosmic Weather Report Live, where each month I elucidate upon my written cosmic weather reports, which I send out via email each month. If you're interested in getting on that free subscription list, go to markborax.com, MARKBORAX, where each month I put out my take on what I think is going on in Earth and through the universe, and what I think is going on now on Earth and in the universe is powerful reckoning and summoning, a summoning for the human race to finally break out of its amnesia and remember who it is. I'm connecting this to the 20-year transit of Pluto through the sign of Aquarius. Pluto hadn't been in Aquarius since the great revolutions of the 18th century. The French Revolution, the Haitian Revolution, the American Revolution. During that time, there was mass movement in different parts of the planet to break out from being under the tyrannic yoke of monarchies. It was the final days of feudalism, though we have sort of an economic feudalism today, I suppose, that still continues. But it was the actual rupturing of the rule of kings the last time Pluto entered the sign of Aquarius, the sign of revolution. So it's been a long time since the dark god of death and regeneration was moving through the sign of revolution. And it's back again. But it's going to do a couple of retrogrades. So for the last 15 years, Pluto's been moving through Capricorn, sign of government, sign of authority, sign of patriarchy, sign of false power. And Pluto entered Capricorn in 2008, which was the year we had a huge financial crisis, a huge banking crisis brought on by the greed of Wall Street and the collusion of government. But now that Pluto has entered Aquarius, the call for revolution has become worldwide because Aquarius is a universal sign. It builds bridges, it crosses gaps, it eradicates segregation. And when that kind of change is at hand, though admittedly we're in the earliest stages of this 20-year passage, but when that kind of earth-shaking fundamental change is at hand, as we saw in the 1960s revolution, it conjures a lot of opposing forces, because the way that society is currently built, the way that government is built, and the way that mass media and to a certain extent social media work is as a tool, as a lackey for corporate government, for the war machine. And Pluto moving through Aquarius is not going to tolerate that. So we're in the earliest stages of the call for a new revolution. And being a kind of a child of the 1960s revolution, which I was very involved in even as a teenager, I would say that this year is reminiscent to me of where we were somewhere around 1966, 1965, 66, where the revolution was building, but it was like the pitter patter of a few scattered raindrops rather than the tsunami of revolution that was to come 1967 and especially 1968. And so I feel that in this early stage that we're all being summoned to remember that we belong to the same species, we belong to the same planet. We have to finally wake up and do what the great visionaries and avatars have been telling us to do throughout history, which is treat others the way you wish to be treated. This is not new. This is old wisdom, but what's new is actually doing it, actually living up to it. I believe we have 20 years to wake up and realize that we're all in this together. Either no one gets out alive or everyone gets out alive, despite what the corporate moneyed interests think and the zillionaires that are running the media, despite what they keep thinking. This planet only has a finite amount of water and air, and it's the same amount that was here from the very, very beginning of the earth. We have the same water. It just comes back and back and back and back. And the air. If that becomes a living truth, rather than just this science project, idyllic second grade idea, if the knowledge of our togetherness trumps the knowledge of our differences, we're going to rise to the revolution. What does that mean to you? Well, whoever you are, whatever you're located in, you have a choice right now, because we've come to a crossroads. And the crossroads, there's a big sign at the crossroads that says change or die. If we do not change, we will die. That will be a sad thing. It won't be the end of the universe, but it would be the end of the species, the end of the planet, or what would be left of the species and the planet would not be much worth living in. I feel we have 20 years to get this message, to realize that it takes a tremendous act of will and faith and love and self-love to put all your heart's truth on the line, to live your truth, to stop living as if life were something that you had to get through to get to the other side of what was really much better than life, but to act as if, no, life is the thing. Your soul knew exactly what it was doing when it chose to come here, when it chose to be born at a time of tremendous change. Now, Pluto entered Aquarius. When did it enter Aquarius? I actually forget the date, but what's happening is just in 5 days from now, on June 11th, Pluto is going to slip back into Capricorn for its first retrograde. And it's going to stay in Capricorn from June 11th of this year through January 21st of next year. How long is that? July, August, September. That's about 7 months. And so during the next 7 months, we're going to get a kind of a replay or rerun of incidents of false power, mass hypnosis, government delusion. And that's not such a bad thing, because when that side of the false power structure gets exacerbated, more and more people get radicalized to get to something else, to evolve, to just stop investing in the old obsolete forms of government and leadership. So we're likely to see some of those things, especially between June 11th and January 21st. On January 21st next year, Pluto re-enters Aquarius for the second time in modern history, but it only stays there through September of that year. So it's going to spend January through September, which is about another 9 months or so, retrograding into Capricorn. Wait, do I have this right? June 11th through January 1st, it goes into Capricorn. Then it goes into Aquarius for 9 months. Sorry, I did get that wrong. January 21st, it advances back into Aquarius for about 9 months. And then on September 2nd, it retreats for the final time into Capricorn until November 20th. After November 20th, next year, not this year. So in about a year and 3-4 months from now, Pluto will enter Aquarius for good for the next 19 years, making a total of about a 20-year period that we have to get our shit together, to stop pissing away another incarnation, to remember who we are, to make the dreams of the 1960s go all the way into a revolution that changes the world the way we started to change it, to break out of allegiance to a dying world, to dying paradigms. And if you feel this deep, if my words are stirring, catalyzing, creating an energy in you, creating an unrest, a longing, a volatility, that's Pluto talking through me. I'm just the ventriloquist dummy. Pluto is the ventriloquist. Now I'm going to check with Marcella to see if we have any other business we need to mention before signing off today.
Let's see here. Well, just to remind folks that your new book, The Ruby Heart of the Dragon, Sun Signs for Our Times, is out and available for purchase. So folks can head over to Amazon. I'll drop that link in the comments below for anyone who wants to go ahead and purchase the book. And we'll also be hosting a book talk tonight at 6 p.m. So I just feel really grateful. We were 23 in astrology, so all of the support is definitely showing up for us. So I want to just thank all of our watchers and listeners and students and graduates for just all the support. It feels really good to be coming into this summer with so much of the groundwork laid for this book to be a real success.
Yeah. Thanks for reminding me about that. And I want to clarify, Marcella is referring to 23 in Amazon astrology books and to 6 p.m. Eastern tonight. But how are viewers going to be able to join us?
I'll put a link in the comments so that people can register to come to the book talk tonight, the online book talk.
And those comments will go out on Facebook and LinkedIn and all the different things.
Yeah, actually, I should do that here because that will make it easier.
Yeah. So we'll get you the link in case you want to join us. I'm going to be doing my first book talk, a long distance one via Zoom. Marcella and I are going to be hosting it from our home here on Putney Mountain, Vermont at 6 p.m. Eastern tonight. I'm going to be reading passages from the first 6 signs of the zodiac and taking questions. You can participate as a speaker or as a silent witness. You can get to meet some of the other people in our College of Visionaries and Wizards, where I teach people how to read charts on a soul level. And I'm just super excited that this is the launch week of my book. The print version is just starting to come out now. The full launch will be a week from today on June 13th. The Audible version is going to be out any day now. And I am super excited. I haven't had an Audible book before, and I was the one who narrated it. And I just had a blast doing that. The ebook is already out. People around the industry are starting to talk about my book. And I feel so excited that it's taken me my whole life to get to this point. And I'm super excited to share it with you. Thanks for joining us. Each month, I'm going to be doing these cosmic weather reports live, where I expand upon the weather report that I write via email that goes out to our subscribers. You can subscribe at markborax.com. You can order the book from therubyheartofthedragon.com. And Marcella, are you putting a link? Did you put a link into this thing for people?
I did. So
okay.
It should be available now for folks to join us tonight.
Thank you, Marcella. Thank you, everybody. Powerful, powerful times. And I'm here using all of my writing skill and my artistic skill and my soul level astrology skill to change the world, which means changing myself in a way that changes the world. Thank you for joining us.